This hurts my ears. This hurts my ears. This hurts my ears. This hurts my ears. These are just not comfortable, you know. You know how we do. Why?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's up.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
I bet should record that, add it to the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find the pop-out chat anymore. All right, you furries.
Well,
Riley, if you're listening. You ready?
You press that button to kill me.
Oh, restart, you bastard. All right, hang on. Why is everything I do not working?
Okay, kids, let's go.
There's goop, 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 goop.
Have you felt it?
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Hello.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy. Rogue Squadron back at it. I'm Mopar.
I'm Commander Cody. I don't like Star Wars.
We are no longer Star Wars fans.
I gotta say, I'm glad we took a break after episode 2 in terms of reviewing The Acolyte. And then when I watched episode 3, I was like, okay, cool. You know, I thought this was going to happen. You know, they're kind of bringing it back. I'm excited to go back and review this one. And then we were off for a week, and then we watched episode 4, and now we're right back at it, dude.
Yeah,
we're
so
right back into
the last thing we talked about was episode 2.
Correct.
So we've got some ups and downs here to discuss with episode 3 and 4, because I did truly felt like they were starting to reel me in with just some of the stuff, the lore, the different points of view of the Force and that sort of thing, with the unknown ritual that happened to birth those twins. Some people were upset about that. I thought it was cool. I thought it was like a foreign thing that they figured out that Sidious probably, or Plagueis probably was just like, you guys did what? And took that and manipulated it and took it to another level.
Exactly.
I thought it was like a cool idea. And then episode 4 happened.
I sent this to the group chat. I was like, she must have taken notes directly from Attack of the Clones, because the amount of Jedi on screen that I couldn't give a fuck about, that are just walking and monotone talking about the plot, it's pretty prevalent. And that's all I could think of. I was like, there's 12 Jedi on screen. I should be fucking amped. There's Ki-Adi-Mundi. This should be awesome. Nope.
Yeah.
She went that way.
We should probably get her. Is that what I'm supposed to say?
Dude, I don't
Get
know
her.
what's happening.
Also, kind of just, we've had 3 episodes.
I'm stressed.
3 episodes of
Stressing me
building up to
Fight a Wookiee Jedi.
the Osha and May confrontation. They've been building up like May is bad. She's a Jedi murderer. She's working for some evil dude that we need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Then we get to the Force and she's like,
No, I'm good.
It's too humid out to kill Jedi. She just had a 5-minute conversation with the dude that she's working with.
Yeah.
About why they need to keep, stay on
Kymir
pace
or
and
whatever his
do
name
all
is.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then literally 2 minutes later, she's like, I'm not about it. I'm going to the Jedi. I'm giving myself up. This is too hard. It's too hot. My feet hurt. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
She didn't even say it was too hard. She's like, my loyalty lies with Osha, and if I tell the Jedi what I know, they'll forgive me and let me live. It's like, okay, weren't you just going on a whole fucking rant about the best way to kill them without using a weapon? And, you know, this is like the final step for you, and this is so important. Not to mention the whole backstory of they killed your whole family. So, like, if you've been seething on this hatred for 16 years, you should.
She killed her whole family.
What?
She killed her whole family.
Oh, I don't believe that. No.
She threw the fire, which burned the temple down.
I understand. That's what we saw. But there's something else fishy with the Jedi.
Do you think
into
it's that,
how all of them dead, and none of them were burnt to a crisp. They were just laying there dead.
Do you think it was that side mother, the side piece that her lesbian mom had that was like combative?
I think it was the Jedi.
You think the Jedi burned the fucking place down?
No, I think May did start the fire, but I don't think it killed everyone. I think the Jedi murdered all the witches to get them out of there. Because when they cut through that scene and Soul's trying to rescue them,
these like don't look.
There's 15 witches laying on the ground. No one's burnt. They're just all dead.
I mean, I'm honestly, I glazed over all that. Like I thought, yeah. I mean, that makes so much sense now that you say that.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was a weird scene and it just didn't click. But now it's like, fuck, yeah. The fire was that way, and all these people are just laying on this floor dead.
Right.
And don't look at that. Go that way.
Also, the fire's been only raging for 5 minutes.
I know. I
So
thought
she throws a lantern, and it's like, whoops, my mom's dead.
I think it was partially the scene setup, the pacing, the just lack of detail, which I could point at a lot of things in this series. But
Yeah.
I think that threw me off, where it was like she threw the fire, and then 2 minutes later, the whole room's fucking ablaze.
The reactor core is going down.
Yeah, the reactor core is going down, but also like this other room, two rooms away, is not on fire yet, and all the witches are dead.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, well, like we're jumping
all these
around.
powerful force-sensitive witches just happened to die from a fire that a 12-year-old started.
Can we talk about that awful chant too, though? Like I thought the thing was going pretty
I know.
good. It was like, oh, cool, some unknown ritual. You know, there's some dark side shit,
Totally.
and then like 1, 2, together. You're like, the fuck are you talking about?
What?
1, 2 more, many.
I'll say I was even on board with the first part of the chant, but once they hit the many and they were all monotone and like out of sync with each other, I was like, oh, like how do you? I just.
Okay, like
I don't want to sound like a dick because I'm not making films over here. I understand that. I'm not fucking in Hollywood or anything. But how can you record that take and be like, that's the one?
That's it.
All right, cut. Move
Everybody said many at a different time, at a different pitch.
on. It sounds horrible. That's the one.
Many, all
That's
right.
the one, guys.
That girl didn't even say it right. No. But like, think of how cool it would have been if they had a fucking cool ass chant.
In a different language that we can't understand. A Sith language.
or just some unnatural like force. This is gonna. That's what I'm saying.
Something like
Some
that,
chant, some like Tibetan.
Yes. Dude, like fucking in Dune, like the all those music and sound effects in Dune.
Do that shit
the
and have the
didgeridoos and
fucking
shit.
main
Throat
witch
singing.
bitch like float up and her eyes
Levitating.
roll back.
yes.
And like
yes.
some Blair Witch shit happens
with the witches.
and then yeah, it could be scary, and that's why the kids don't always want to do it, but they're frightened, and May's like, fucking tat me up, bitch. Dude, that was so like you're right. And then they're like 100.
Manny. I gotta just like
Somehow Palpatine returned.
I'm gonna have to get that on the board. The power of Manny.
You were yeah. The setting. First of all, let's talk about the good things about episode 3, because the fucking huge amphitheater at the top of a fucking mountain.
Yes.
When they flew in at the beginning, I was like, I'm on board. You like, I can forget about everything else. This all of a sudden feels like Star Wars.
Yeah, I forgive it.
The ship flies in, I think, is what we see. The Jedi ship.
Yeah.
And then like you see the witches in there every day. You know, they're finger banging and doing all their things. And then the threat of the Jedi was like the sore
Don't
point.
say spark.
Don't spark. But yeah, it was like, oh no, we're on edge. The Jedi are here, and it's cool to see that prior to the Empire. Because post Order 66, everybody's like, oh, you're a fucking Jedi. You better get it.
Yeah.
But, like, this is the heyday of the Jedi. And there's some people somewhere that are like, no, fuck you guys.
Dude, they came to a planet covertly to steal 2 kids. Like, why can't we lean into the fact that that's fucked up? I know it is fucked up. They tell me that it's fucked up.
Right.
But, like, why can't we lean into this, like, dark side? Shouldn't say dark side. This willing to bend the rules, willing to break the law side of the Jedi because they think their ideal is so right that they're just going to kidnap kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, there's even Sol, who should be our Qui-Gon Jinn. I like Sol. I think he's, I mean, there's not too much to choose from, but I think he's my favorite. Even he seems pretty shallow in the depth of issues that are in front of us. All he's worried about is covering up that one event that happened 16, 14, 100 years ago, many. But if he was starting to question things even within his own little group,
Yeah.
with the alien girl and Fodor, or what's the Jedi Knight that's with him?
Oh,
Yord, thank you.
one of the worst characters I've ever seen.
But even if he was like, guys, we did some things,
Tension.
just something.
You know, Cassian and Luthen are like almost going to kill each other because they don't trust each other. Like that. Like someone gets in Sol's face, like, what did you guys do 16 years ago? Like, why did this girl think that her sister was dead? Why is she trying to hunt you down?
You know what I suggest? Let's put in episode 2, before floating pube face kid dies, let's have Sol meet him first. And that's what breaks the trance. And they have like a quick 2-sentence like,
Yeah, about how much they regret what they did.
yeah, like we fucked up, and then they something happens and Sol has to go one way, the other guy ends up dead.
Yep.
It could literally be the same storyline overall, but just that one little like,
That's the problem.
There's no threads. There's nothing.
That it could be the storyline. It could be the exact same storyline. It's just not pieced together properly, threaded, written, and like portrayed properly. Even the fact that they have to hunt down this Wookiee Jedi. Like, obviously, we're all waiting for that, dude. First Wookiee Jedi on screen ever. That's great. That should have been the climax of the 4th episode. He's just dead, man. He died off screen, dude.
You died off screen.
What the fuck?
All the cool stuff is just dying off screen.
I can't imagine that they didn't shoot that. I can't imagine they, like, in the writer's room were like, all right, we're going to build up this Wookiee Jedi, and then we're going to make a big twist, and, like, we're not going to see him actually do anything. I feel like they must have shot it and cut it for some reason, but I would like to know what that reason is. Unless he's not really dead.
At this point, I assume May's helper guy is the bad guy. He is the quote-unquote Sith Lord, whatever we're going to label the dark side dude.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking.
I just assume that because she leaves him and then immediately he's there and knows exactly where everybody is and he's right there. Like, It's so obvious.
Unless it's misdirection.
Unless it's Yord.
I hate your dude. I want someone to kill him.
I want someone to kill him. He's pretty bad on screen, man.
He's so dumb.
You know what I had an issue with? At the beginning, first of all, let me just say this. And I'm not saying it just to say it. Episode 4 was a bad episode. It was like beginning to last 10
boring
seconds.
as fuck.
I didn't give a fuck about the entire thing. I'm telling you, episode 3, it gave me a little bit of hope. I saw some themes. I saw some planetary, I don't know what the fuck, like landscapes, like different. It was cool. There was cool, familiar but new vibes.
Right.
Like it's the Force, but they're calling it the thread because that's their point of view and that's how they manipulate, and that's their rituals about like how they use the Force,
Just
and
like
that's
the
their rules.
Dathomir witches.
It's so cool because it's just like, yeah, we know what the Force is. We know kind of the energy that they're pulling on. It's just a different type, rituals, whatever. Fun.
Yeah. I was there, man. I was in it. I was balls deep.
And then you get to see everybody die, and that's like, oh shit, okay, things are happening.
Something happened.
We saw something happen. We saw the girls split up. We saw the witches burn. We saw May become the bad guy.
Well, we saw her fall down a pit like Darth Maul. Well, yeah, the bad guy in terms of like getting pissed and starting the fire.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're right.
And then episode 4 starts, and Osha is like all of a sudden buddies with the apprentice Jedi white-faced chick.
Well, first of all, she's like, I'm not taking part in this mission. Someone needs to find my sister. It's not going to be me. And then 5 seconds later, she's like, all right, I'm on this mission.
The conversation between Osha and I have to look up the apprentice Jedi, the alien, the white-faced girl. They had a conversation just outside of like the little,
Yeah.
They were training, and they're like leaning up against the wall, like they've been together for 13 years and been through it all. And they're even the dialogue back and forth where they were like, hanging out and blah blah blah. I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys have been together for maybe a week, and you're acting like you're best friends and you know each other better than everybody.
I thought maybe they knew each other when she was still at the temple.
That does make a little sense.
But that Padawan seems young, so I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, because Yord knows her. Yord's
That's
the one.
correct. Yeah.
Yord's the one that probably should be having those conversations with her,
Yeah, exactly.
because they established that. They chose the wrong person for
I
the
didn't
wrong
even
scene.
think about that, dude. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. They literally, that's what one of the first things he says.
Like, I know you're above this.
I know you. I trained with you.
Yeah.
I don't, whatever. Yeah.
And then he goes to the 10-year-old, and she goes to the 10-year-old. I don't know. Maybe that's why I had so much issue with it. I was like, what are they even talking about?
Just trying to fill time. It was also short as shit.
That was a short episode.
It's just people walking at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, thank God it wasn't longer. I mean, at this point. But let's try to dig out some of the good stuff. Like, what were you surprised at the last 30 seconds?
I thought, it's down. Can't see your face, bitch. I thought I'm just gonna keep saying Sith, even though we don't know if he's a Sith. The Sith guy descending like a fucking apparition was awesome.
Pretty cool.
That's the best thing that's happened so far. That was like making him feel almost like a horror villain or something.
Yeah.
Was awesome. His mask is cool. He looks creepy and scary and like demented.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. It's like all the things that Kylo Ren was trying to be, but he was actually like a good guy on the inside. This guy seems fucked beyond, which is great. Seems like he's gonna be unhinged, like the Joker or something.
Yeah, that's exactly. Everybody was talking about. They were calling him Smilo Ren.
I didn't see that, but that's nice.
I can't take credit for that. But yeah, that's the first thing I saw was like the demented metal smile.
Yeah.
And then the eye slit was like the thinnest, like just staring through you. I was like, ugh. And then, dude, badass entrance, floats in like a fucking savage, and ignites his lightsaber. You're thinking, did he just fucking stab Osha?
That is the first thing.
And
I
then
thought.
moves her, and then goes, fuck all you guys.
Like casually, just like flicks his wrist, and she flies away.
But there was like, that was one of the most violent, like force pushes or whatever he did.
Yeah.
That I've ever seen on screen.
Yeah. See, I loved his entrance and his vibe and everything, and that was cool. But it just annoys me because I know at some point he's gonna have to get taken down. So I hate when they introduce this. Oh, he's unstoppable. He's more powerful than any Sith we've ever seen on screen. He force pushed 9 Jedi at once. I'm like, yeah, the next fucking start of the next episode, someone's gonna take him out.
Yeah.
It just bugs me when they do that, and especially the fact that it was like a major cliffhanger. It's like as soon as this episode is all people walking. We didn't get the Wookiee Jedi fight. He's dead off screen, and as soon as we're about to get into a battle with our main villain, we cut to black. What the fuck?
I'm okay with it because it was the best cliffhanger we've had in Star Wars in a long time. Maybe because it was such a bad episode that I was just clamoring for something, and I was like, oh, he looked cool and did something cool.
It's not a good reason.
Picture this.
Picture,
A
if you will.
good Star Wars show
What?
What is that?
with an episode that ends with that. That is what I'm talking about.
Imagine if the first 26 minutes weren't boring. Then I might not be as pissed.
Is it weird that it also just like in theme, it feels disconnected from like what we've known as Star Wars, like blasters, like underground smuggling, like pirates, like
Politics.
you know, space battles,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And we're down
No
to
cool starfighters.
we're walking in the woods.
Speeders.
We're
Transports.
walking in the Jedi Temple. First of all, like, there's so much fucking potential. You're in the Jedi archives and all this shit 100 years ago. Dude. What is Kiadi-Mundi's species?
I was going to say cerulean, but that's a color. It's something like that. Cenarian, Centarian, Centfuckian. Syrian. Cerean.
I don't think I would have pulled that out ever.
Well, you know, before, back in the day when we didn't have any Star Wars content, I just read the chronology books over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Syrian.
You know, I came across... Yeah, see?
That is one of the coolest masks. It's like it's very rare that we get horror elements in Star Wars.
The back of it kind of looks like Kylo Ren, actually.
That's the first thing I thought of, because when he was far back enough and a little out of focus, you couldn't see the teeth or anything. So I'm like, oh, it kind of looks like Kylo Ren. Almost vaguely looks like Starkiller's mask for a second.
You know what's going through my head right now is maybe this is a Knight of Ren.
I did think that as well. That flashed through my goddamn brain here.
What if we learn something about this is like the leader of the Knights of Ren, and that actually
in that time period, yeah.
and that actually is Kylo Ren's lightsaber, but it's before it gets damaged or something.
That'd be cool.
So there's some type of, but we're a long way from there. We're 160 years from Kylo.
Yeah, we're 100 years from Phantom Menace, so
we're 40 years maybe,
40 or 50, yeah, something like that.
which is fine. You know, it can go through many. Well, plus you have species out there that last several hundred years, so maybe whoever's under that mask, what if it's not a human?
Yeah. Well, with the hands and everything, it looked pretty human. They didn't have gloves. Like, you can literally see their hand. You know? It's not like they had a goddamn fucking toy.
Pretty sure Kiadi-Mundi has 5 fingers.
What?
I don't know, dude. Let's find out.
2, 10, 11.
How do I stir this up? Kiadi-Mundi's hand. It's getting weird, dude.
Yeah.
Kiadi-Mundi's hands. What?
Yeah, he's just normal human hands. He looks like he's got about
They're
12.
kind of long and they got huge fucking nails.
Yeah, he's got 12 fingers on each hand.
On each hand?
There's a lot of them, man.
24 fingers.
I'm not making a species.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the Knights of Ren thing is cool. The witches thing with the thread and everything is cool, because the fact that throughout this whole period of time, the only people that know about the Force are the Jedi is silly. Like in 77, 80, 83, whatever, it was just Jedi and Sith, good guys, bad guys, whatever. That makes sense. But the fact that we have this whole span of time, and we know that like anyone can kind of tap into the Force to a certain degree, and kind of by random, anybody can be Force sensitive with a high count of midichlorians. It just makes sense that there's people out there that have never heard of the Jedi and figure out these abilities and start to train and practice, and people look at them and think they're a fucking superhero, and they have a little cult, and that can spring up all over the place, like the witches. So like the fact that maybe the Sith rule of 2 is happening somewhere in the distance, but this isn't that. This is the Knights of Ren or some other like fallen Jedi, dark Jedi, something or other.
Even though he looks cool or she looks cool or whatever the fuck
You don't
it
even
is.
care that much.
I still don't care. They haven't made me care. They basically said May has a debt to this person, and so did her sidekick, the guy who was selling and making concoctions with her.
I
They
think
basically
that's
said
him.
they're both deaded to this person. I don't know who or why or what.
I mean, let's be honest. This homeboy pulled May out of that hole she fell in after the fire. That's got to be what happened. If she owes him that big of a debt.
Do you think? I wonder if we saw, because they both have the two mothers. The main one who was like the queen bee, and then the other one that was like distraught and was like pretty upset. I wonder if that other girl lived, saved her daughter May, and then put on a fucking mask.
Now the dark side. I did think of that too. Yeah.
Because I think that's the only logical. There's nothing else there.
I mean, she was pissed to begin with.
Right. That's
now
what I'm saying.
the Jedi killed everyone.
She had a vendetta against the Jedi at the very beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
That's where my vote is. I think it makes sure there's no other possibility that they've led us into. Like we're even us saying that might be the other guy that she's with. That's just because he's fucking there. It's not even like he said anything.
And if that is him and he reveals himself, then we need some whole backstory fucking spoken to us about why he's dark and why he's strong and why he's leading May. If they take off the mask and it's their Zabrak half mother, stepmother, we instantly know the entire backstory and why she's so pissed, and we can fill it all in without even having to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be clean.
It'd be cool to have a dark side witch psychopath. I mean, how many times have we had a psychopathic witch amongst
Psychopathic
us?
witch? I don't know.
Well, oh yeah,
Harry
Ahsoka.
Potter? She wasn't really psychopathic.
She was just like demonic.
I think she was just using witchcraft and she was just
What was her name?
kind of peeved. Morgan
Freeman.
What?
Morgan Elsbeth, I think.
I was gonna try to do a Morgan Freeman accent.
Don't do it. Nope. I don't have a pitch shift down. I have a pitch shift up if you want to try that.
Well, that was enough to get canceled. Yeah,
Acolyte is not enough to get canceled though.
I'm at a loss. Like, you almost made me care. Episode 3, it was getting interesting, getting fun. I saw some tension. You saw points of view of the Jedi that weren't favorable on a planet they weren't welcomed. Then they fucked up and stole a child again.
Tried to steal 2.
Got away
definitely
with it.
Stole 1. Yep.
You know, and there might be a scene that they're holding out on us. Maybe the Zabrak stepmom confronted the fuckers and it started a battle.
Yeah.
And that's what actually burned down
The
the temple or the fortress.
I'm expecting to have another flashback from a different point of view.
May thinks she burned everything down, but maybe things were already on fire.
Right?
Maybe she, because she's force sensitive, saw fire. Because that's what, because shit was on fire elsewhere, and she used that. You know, it's just like smooth transitional things that no one pays attention to.
Why aren't we writing Star Wars? I'm never going to not make that joke because it just makes too much sense.
A speeder.
A cup.
A cup.
That was a nice little
A way
homage.
to open shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah, all of it's bad. They've. Okay, is there anything else in episode 4 that, like, the forest was pretty cool? We've seen forests in Star Wars before.
Now listen, I do have an issue about.
Before I forget, the bug. The bug thing was pretty fun.
I mean, it was
on the
cool.
surface.
It was cool looking.
Yeah.
As soon as it happened, as soon as she bumped up against that tree, I was like,
everybody's like,
dude,
oh, yeah.
I just want to see the fucking Wookiee.
Just stop touching
Like, you
shit.
guys have been walking for 20 minutes. I just want to see like the main thing that's going to move the plot forward. I don't have any interest in this little side quest, miniature fucking emotion quest about this bug that got killed. Like, does that, you know what I mean?
It's like yelling at your child while you're at the grocery store and you got to run in and get the bread, and she or he's grabbing the oranges, and you're like, put the fucking oranges down. We need bread.
Fucking late for work.
We're late. Like, just stop touching shit in the fucking forest.
It's like, I mean, And then I feel bad for bitching about that because her takeaway was somewhat nice. Like she's starting to feel the Force again. And then like she accidentally bumped into this bug and then Soul killed it. And now she's like, that thing didn't really have to die. It was just fucking hibernating until I touched it. So like there was like a nice emotional moment there. I get that. But I'm like, I'm not getting any of those moments in the main storyline.
Yeah.
So I wanted to fast forward to that.
The whole thing's dry. The acting, the dialogue, the character depth, and like we said, little misses like Osha talking to the Zabrak girl instead of talking to Yord is like just a simple miss.
It should be an obvious thing.
That should have been an obvious thing. And they could have even like, because they were kind of at odds and he was still not really trusting her. It could have been a nice like clean slate. Hey, I get it. You're not the one doing all this shit.
Yeah.
I remember when we fucked around and, you know, oh, you went that way. I was talking about pissing in Yoda's coffee. Remember when we made Yoda drink your piss? You know, the stupid shit you do in the Jedi tunnels. But
tunnels.
But it could have been a nice send-off.
They were making out. See?
It could have been a nice send-off. Or like a nice handshake. Like, I get it. We're on the same team.
Like, gradually, I'm assuming that she's going to become a Jedi at the end of this if she doesn't die. So, like, seen moments where she's gradually kind of welcomed back in the Jedi Order.
Right.
Instead of just being this tool for them to arrest May would be nice.
Let me see here.
And both things can happen. That's a total trope. Is like, we care about this person, but we also need to use them as a tool to catch the bad guy. So in so doing, they don't trust you anymore. That's a trope in fucking cop shows or mysteries or whatever. So like, I get that.
So Jackie Lon.
Jackie again.
So Jackie is the Zabrak Jedi apprentice. But yeah, I mean, clearly Osha was on her way out. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm out. I'm not even going to say bye to Soul. If she was doing or having that dialogue or conversation with Yord, they could have come to terms with each other, and it could have pulled her half step into like, maybe I should stay. And then Soul ends up closing that door or, you know, bringing her all the way on board.
Yeah.
It felt so disjointed that she was just like, Jackie, I'm out this bitch. Don't even talk to Soul. 30 seconds later, Soul's like, I need you.
I need your help. She's your sister. Oh, yeah, she is my sister.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I forgot about that part. They didn't tell me in the dialogue earlier.
Wasn't in the script.
So, yeah, the little baby steps, it adds up. Is it that hard?
It's not that hard. It really
Hello there.
is not that hard. Can we talk about the dumbest part of the episode, which was...
Uh-oh. I forgot about it. My mind went blank.
May is on a mission to kill the Wookiee Jedi. They're traveling through the jungle. They're on their way. Homeboy goes to get water.
My feet hurt, is what she said.
In the time it took for him to get water, May has changed her mind. Tricks him to come back, traps him Han Solo style.
Yeah.
And says, oh, now that I know my sister's alive, that's where my loyalty lies. I don't need to do this final test. I don't need to get revenge on these 4 Jedi that I think killed everything. I'm going to turn myself in and tell them what I know, and they're going to be compassionate and forgive me.
You know what that felt like?
Out of nowhere.
You know what that felt like? Is that scene was accidentally put in there. It felt like that scene of her changing her mind was pulled from like episode 6, which we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, or like...
It felt like they put that, they edited it wrong. Like we walked in and she's like, we got to kill the Jedi. And then like... They show the Jedi walking, and she touches a bug, and then they go back, and she's like, I'm going to go back to the Jedi. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? Did some editor pull this scene from the wrong movie? What the fuck is this?
Or they cut all the other scenes of her deciding to turn, but left that one in for some reason.
Because that's when she makes, the decision.
Oh my God.
We got to keep the one with the trap.
That was...
So they know it's Star Wars. Get the rope.
The trap itself was fine.
No, it wasn't.
No?
No. I'm not okay with stupid shit. Like, it's... like...
It was contrived for no reason, but it was... All right, you're right. It's stupid.
They're really mad now.
Go ahead. You hate Star Wars for what reason?
I think the net on Endor is dumb, but it's fine. because whatever.
It's 1983.
I think ray shields in 2005 are dumb.
I agree.
But fine.
Contrived way to slow things
It's
down.
fine.
Yes.
But to do the exact same fucking thing,
It's like poetry. It's like they
it's not
rhyme.
poetry.
It's
You're
like they
copying and pasting. The difference is a trap's a trap. Just get him stuck somewhere. Outthink him and get him stuck somewhere. You
Yeah.
don't have to. She rigged a trap on a tree limb within 10 seconds of him going to get a fucking drink.
Her master must have taught her
Why
fucking how to be a
didn't-
sailor.
Why didn't I just like? It does feel like there was like 30 seconds cut out of that entire scene of like what just happen? Like she was supposed to have a flashback while he was off getting water. Like, oh god, and then she remembered like some shit. She's like, fuck, I need to go back to OSHA. I need to talk to her. That would have been cool. Would have
Even
made sense.
Just a scene. Fuck, dude, they're on the same planet. They connect through the Force, Rey and Kylo style. That's the
Yeah.
most obvious thing. She senses Oshi, and realizes, oh, she's on the same planet, and they have like a quick connection, just like Rey and Kylo in 8 and 9. And then she says something, or she remembers a moment from the fire,
yeah.
or whatever, and then it triggers it, and she's just like, I gotta get out of here, and doesn't need to fucking trap the guy. Just run. Just go find OSHA.
Yeah.
You don't need to like, yeah.
But it's just like there's no direction.
In 30 seconds, you can fix that problem. Christ.
You could have done it in less. Literally,
29
a
seconds.
flash, like a dream cycle flashback vision thing, seeing OSHA walk with the Jedi, and it would have been on the same planet. She was like, fuck, she's right over there with the Jedi. They're all here to just... Or catching a little bit of a conversation of like OSHA and Soul talking. We're not here to kill her. We're here to try, like...
Yeah, they don't talk about anything.
There's nothing happening.
Soul's just like, I need you to come on this mission. I'll explain everything later. And OSHA's like, whatever, fine, I'll do it. Okay. OSHA, we got to confront this. You got to confront your sister. I'll explain everything later. It's like, all right, the Wookiee's dead. All right, we got to keep you safe. Just stay behind us. I'll explain everything later.
Yeah.
When are you going to fucking explain what happened? And it would be even more, it would be better if we knew what happened. I'm not saying I want to know from day one. I'm saying if we know that Soul's a good guy and we know this thing that he fucked up on and this weight that's on him and he's trying to like work with OSHA and bring her back and be friendly and take her on this mission all the while.
He's trying to fix what the fuck
All
up.
the while. Yeah, exactly. But we don't know what that is. And it's just stringing it along. It's like, when we get back to the ship, I'll explain everything. It's like, okay. Can you just write it down?
Okay, right. Can you just leave me a
Can you just tell me
voicemail?
real quick? Just text it to me.
Oh my god. What?
Just text
me-
it to me, man.
Let me ask you this.
Badger guy was cool. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello there.
Is there still hope?
I am committed to finishing it, and maybe I'll be surprised.
Because
I lost hope in this episode.
I think from a storyline point of view, maybe. Long shot, maybe. But this series is bad. The reasons are way beyond the story. It's production.
The story's good. That's the problem.
The production's bad. The dialogue's bad. The scene choices are bad. The writing is bad.
Yeah.
The overall story arc, a set of twins that were conceived by the Force.
dyad in the Force.
The Jedi fucking up and looking bad in the public eye. A rogue dark side person who's killing Jedi. All on the surface is fucking cool.
Yep.
How do you fuck that up?
I don't know.
I'll tell you when we get back to the ship. I'll let you know.
I'll explain everything in episode 8.
In episode 8. I think I heard him say that. Wait 4 more episodes. It's bad. It's bad. Guys, I hope I hope that you are listening to this and think we're being jackasses. I know on social media this thing's getting dogged on. I know we are dogging on it. If you are enjoying what you're watching, fucking more power to you.
Yeah.
I hold nothing against you. Like I wish I was you. I am not enjoying it any longer. I wasn't from the beginning. The episode 3 gave me a little bit of hope, and it reeled me way back. Now the sprinkle is the fucking demonic floating in coolness at the end.
Darth Joker.
Like, okay.
Yeah, it's a start.
But if we start episode 5 on a ship with dialogue that doesn't make any sense.
We're already halfway done, man.
Yeah, that's the issue. That was supposed to be like a half series like send off. And it was a forced push.
Right. Right. Yeah, the budget thing is concerning too. I know we were complaining about that in the group chat.
Where did the money go?
It's a $180 million budget. And it's only 8 episodes. And I get that it's all practical. There's no volume or anything. But like, Andor was less money, 12 episodes, and 30,000 times better. And I looked into some other shows I watched. Like I know I've been raving about Foundation on Apple. But it is one of the best looking sci-fi things I've ever seen. It's gorgeous. And the budget was like $55 million. Now it's probably all CGI, but it's really good CGI.
Yeah. They're playing games with Star Wars, and it's all for nothing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing.
I'm confused as shit. And I'm pissed.
This is really upsetting. Not only guys, because we're Star Wars fans, but the Acolyte, like I said, the story of it is badass, and we've been hyping this up for over a year.
Yeah, it's probably out of all the shows that we knew about, I think for me, except for Ahsoka, it was probably the one I was most excited about.
Yeah. The one I was least excited about was Andor.
Correct. Yeah, it seems like the ones I'm most excited about are the ones that end up being the shittiest.
Isn't that
Actually, that's not true, because as we got closer to release, I was interested in the thing, but I wasn't like I said last week, I wasn't hyped in researching it and everything. I wasn't like anticipating these storylines. I was just going in with a blank slate. So it's not even that.
I'm not even interested enough in any of these characters to go beyond and look like Yord. Am I seriously going to Google that dude? No. There's nothing even on screen.
I'm interested in the Wookiee Jedi who's dead. I'm interested in the dark side person.
I'm interested in the dark side person. I'm interested in the witches. Who are they? How long have they been around? They made it sound like they haven't been around too long. Like they just formed, finally got about 30 people.
And that's the first set of kids.
Yeah.
First new additions.
Isn't that crazy that the Jedi showed up and just said, "You're stealing children. We're stealing them."
Jedi don't steal children. Give us your children.
You're not allowed to steal children. We're stealing them from you. Come on.
Only the Jedi have the right to train in the Force.
It says who? Isn't that weird?
Another really interesting plot point that we could dive into.
But they won't.
But they're going to explain it back on the ship.
It would be. Let me give you this. Let me give you.
I'll take it.
Let me give you like an anti-hero.
Okay. Like Punisher?
That's along for the ride.
Okay.
I don't know who, what, why, or where, but someone that's in the inner circle with Yord, fucking Dathomir Jr. and Soul, but that like they need a ship, or let's just say they. It could be cliche. They crash land. Their ship's fucked up. Mm-hmm. The only guy they gotta trust a Han Solo type of fucker that does not agree with the Jedi, doesn't even like them, but needs the money, just kind of like a Han Solo thing. You could make it poetic, whatever the fuck, but actively questions what the fuck the Jedi are doing.
Mm-hmm. Talk shit at them
to their face.
Like, I thought you guys were all about peace and justice.
Yeah,
and then they try to justify it. That wasn't it. Like,
sounds screwy to me. Like little quips like that.
Yep.
Nah,
that's some fucked up shit.
Yeah, from the shit. You Jedi doing that bullshit again. Like,
Hello there.
hello there. But like, there's that
Yes.
there's that built-in tension.
It would be cool if Kymir was that person. If for some reason May escaped, they go to that alchemy shop on that one planet that I don't remember the name of because I don't care about it. They meet Kymir and they're like, we need to track this person down. And he's like, well, yeah, she actually owes me money, so I'll help you. And through that could be that character.
That outside voice, that outside influence to clash what the fuck the Jedi are doing. Not
This-
only back then, because that's the cool thing about the witches. They don't like the Jedi. Whatever the fuck the Jedi are doing, stay the fuck off our planet.
Yeah.
You're not welcome here.
Yeah.
But to have that constant checks and balances with the Jedi, because even now the Jedi seem very screwy. And while I like Sol,
Sorry, this happened last week too. It's my alarm.
he's been pretty flat. And I see him at odds with the Jedi Council maybe once or twice. And you can tell he's trying to cover stuff up, but he's still not. Sol's not being questioned. The Jedi Council's not being questioned. Fucking Yord's not being none of these. Now we've got 12 Jedi standing in a row who haven't said dick. They're just followed the mole up the hill.
Yeah, that's yes.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
And that's where you get like that built-in like use the character. The characters are there to be used as tools. Use this one to combat this one, not physically, but like
Yeah, use this one to make us care about that one.
yes.
If they have to take this fucking boring ass trek through the jungle, it might at least make it sufferable to just give us a lot of character development. All that I learned is that they're following a badger who's their guide. Like,
You know-
would have been the perfect moment.
You know what I want? I want them to not give a fuck. Like we've already seen the Jedi not give a fuck about other Jedi. They're like the Jedi are dying. They're like, yeah, but we need to find the person who's going to ruin our name. Like, who cares if about Jedi dying? That's not number one priority. We don't need to save each other. There's plenty of us going around.
Yeah.
We'll just steal more children. Buy one,
See
get
how good that went last
buy
time.
one, get 12 because we're the Force. So we can just get them all. It's our deal. It's whatever. If the
One for 10, a 2 for 12.
if the bug demon on the bark, she touches it, and one of the fucking Jedi dies because of that.
Yeah.
Now there's like a sense of guilt. I shouldn't have fucked with that thing. We're in a dangerous area. We should be more cautious. Sol can put down some very bad Jedi shit and be like, there's still 11 of us. It's fine. Like, and like gloss over the lost Jedi that died. And Osha should have that guilt and be like,
Yeah.
no, someone just died. We need to turn back. Like, have this tension.
Yes.
And everybody else should gloss over it because that's what Jedi do. It's fine.
It would play into everything. And then maybe the Padawan starts to doubt her master.
Yeah. Like maybe we are.
It writes itself. There also was, this is like nitpicky, and I usually don't like to get nitpicky, at least at first. But Kymir also made this comment about how, like, the Wookiee went into the fucking unknown jungle to hide. No one goes in there. Everyone dies. You can't make it in or out. You can't navigate it.
They strolled.
And then by the end of the episode, there's like 14 people just casually walking through Fangorn Forest, like not worried about shit.
All they needed was duck boots. Like all they needed was like knee-high boots
And the badger.
so they don't step into dino shit.
Yeah, and the badger. So yeah, that moment with the fucking demon bug would have been a perfect way for us to get the imagery of like, this place isn't fucking around and you will die. But yeah, they just stroll for a long time.
There's no threat.
They're happy dancing. Happy dancing is back, everyone. Welcome
There's
to Star Wars.
no threat. Like even though I hate the pterodactyl thing in Book of Boba or Mando, at least they're fighting something. At least there's like the Mando isn't the #1 apex predator in the fucking galaxy. There's a pterodactyl fucking us up. We need to do shit.
Yeah, and it takes the youngling, and then it gives the clan a chance to trust Din Djarin because obviously he's going to do whatever he needs to do to get the kid back, even though he doesn't necessarily agree or disagree or whatever.
Yeah.
All these little plot point things are just fucking excuses to get the characters in motion.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if it's a bug on this tree.
It's to test the characters' fortitude, their mindsets. Who are they going to be going forward? That's what all of these actions and all the dialogue, all the interactions, the fucking battles, all of this shit. That's all you're doing. You're putting Osha into a situation.
Yeah.
Is she going to figure it out or not? And what is she going to learn from it? That's what you do with every single character on screen.
Yes.
No one has learned dick. This entire Osha, maybe. Osha's like, I still don't really trust the Jedi. And then she goes and hangs out with the Jedi. And she's like, I still don't really trust the Jedi. And Soul's like, you can trust us. And she's like, I still don't really trust the Jedi, but okay.
I'll tell you back on the ship.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
But not
Yeah.
like,
That's right.
I don't.
It's exactly right.
Like, I feel like Osha and May should have immense, like, emotion.
Yeah.
And
You
there's
thought
nothing.
Your twin sister. The diet thing I thought of earlier is just the perfect way to do this. I cannot believe they haven't brought that up yet. Like, what better way for Osha to get reconnected with the Force than getting these weird telepathic fucking iMessages from her twin sister?
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that they're twins and both Force sensitive, there should be some sort of connection, and they should be like traumatized and fucking. I don't even know how to describe it.
Let me
Heart wrenching.
Let me
about
take it.
that fact.
Let me take it to the next level, though. Let's say they do go down that route. The
Okay.
dyad. They're
Yes.
talking to each other.
Mhm.
In those conversations, visions, whatever kind of communication is happening between Osha and May, it's a middle ground. What I mean by that is Osha's with the Jedi, which is swayed heavily one way. May is with these dark side fuckers, which is swayed completely the other way. Everybody's being told completely different things. This is a nice neutral area where Osha and May can like communicate at a base level and be like, I need to kill these Jedi. Why?
Right. Get an understanding of each other without
Yeah.
having to be in the same place.
And like it could be even like broken communication and like lead them awry. Like you can't trust a fucking dream in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But like it's right there. It's right there.
It is right there. If you want to talk about poetry and then it rhymes, like they did it in episode 8. That was one of the most beautiful moments about episode 8 was the Force time with Rey and Kylo. Just snipe it. It's fine. If they are twins created by the Force and there's some sort of dyad or something, like it's not going to feel like you stole it. It's going to feel like it fits because it should apply to that type of character.
I'm trying to walk down this path.
Don't do
and
it.
let's say
Don't even.
What if episode 8 ends with both twins dying and almost choosing to die? I'm not saying they commit suicide, but and it causes the Jedi to kind of keep going down their terrible path and ignore this, even though like the audience is highly questioned the Jedi and their path, and we know where it leads.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with I don't know. I'm just saying like Soul may be trying to save May, but the rest of the fucking Jedi don't want to save May.
They don't care.
They don't give a fuck. They want to end her. They want to kill May. So no one else knows what the fuck happened that day.
And the two of them realize how fucked up this is, and they just like sacrifice themselves or let themselves die just so.
Yeah, well, it doesn't
fucking deal with
Yeah,
it.
we lost in the weeds. Anything can happen. Or maybe they just don't get saved by the Jedi. Hey, if we don't save May and Osha, we don't have to worry about May and Osha. So let's like get them in a situation.
Get Soul fucking off board here. Put him in prison for a second. Yeah,
Let's put
there
this-
could be more tension with the Jedi Master leader, Vanestra, Green Lady, and
She's
Soul.
terrible. She's bad.
She's really bad. Really bad. Also, I kind of thought that she was on the Jedi Council, and then they're like in this little war room, and then they say like, let's not bring this to the High Council. It's like, who's on the High Council?
Of course, Yoda. You know.
Well,
that's
I
what
know
they're
him.
fucking
I'm just
holding.
saying, like,
You know they're holding out that stupid shit. Yeah, so this is like a covert, like, oh, we fucked up. We
this
got
is a fucking action, fucking task force.
Action task force later. I don't know.
Yeah, that was not cool. It was nice to see Kiadi Mooney for a second, but like, as much as I love the prequels, I know that I used to shit on the prequels, and one of the things was that it's just a lot of people standing in a really interesting room not doing anything. And that just kept happening over and over and over.
Deliberating.
In this episode. I could think of Attack of the Clones the whole time. That's what I thought of. I'm sorry, George. What have you done?
But
what have you done to us?
Even in Attack of the Clones, they're building blocks. They may be boring building blocks. But
Well, we get to see the whole thing in one go, and I think that is part of it.
Yeah.
Like I said, if the entire arc ends up being something interesting, you don't shit on just this one episode as a piece of the entire storyline just for the sake of it. But it's not. It's a TV show. And you're not creating it like it's a TV show. It's not edited in that orientation. So like just release it all at once and just get it over with. But they want to keep those fucking subscribers paid up on Disney Plus, damn it. Hulu and ESPN, get your combo today.
What's the next thing after
$8.99.
after Acolyte? Is it Andor 2?
It's Andor 2 got pushed to next year.
What do we have coming up? Deadpool and Wolverine.
I know we have the Skeleton Crew, which I want to say is like animated. No, it's a TV series, okay? Yeah, Andor Season 2, Ahsoka Season 2, Skeleton Crew, and then a bunch of stuff that's still just in development or whatever.
Guys, they have nothing official outside of the Skeleton Crew's animated, right? Is that what you said?
I don't know if it is. I don't know. Andor Season 2, Ahsoka Season 2, and The Mandalorian and Grogu movie for 2026.
So literally, we're going to be waiting for May 2026. Outside of Andor Season 2, we've got nothing else. I know Ahsoka says there, but it says in development. That could be 2 years.
Or 3. The fact that this shit has been taking so long.
So we are looking out 2 years for the next thing.
Then we have, I'm just looking at IGN here, and you can't see my video or whatever. But 4 things that just say in development are Taika Waititi Star Wars movie, and then the 3 ones that they announced at Celebration this year, Dawn of the Jedi, the Mandoverse New Republic movie, and the New Jedi Order movie with Rey. Those are all just in development, no dates. And then we have a bunch of just fucking unknown / canceled. Rogue Squadron, Mando Season 4, Lando, Rangers of the New Republic, Rian Johnson Star Wars Trilogy, Kevin Feige Star Wars movie, and the Benioff and Weiss. Obviously, that one's canceled. So that's just like a combination of canceled / who the fuck knows. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what to do no more.
Did we have it so bad 5 years ago?
What do you mean?
Solo was coming out. Episode 9's coming out.
I mean, in a lot of ways, we've done this to ourselves. Not me and you. We as a Star Wars fan of shitheads. Community of dick faces.
The shift to series just has me completely lost. And even though I love Andor, the rest of them have been below what I would have expected. Like, Obi-Wan was okay.
That was another just should have been a movie.
Ahsoka was like fun but okay.
Boba Fett should have been a movie.
Boba Fett was bad, but like, yeah, if maybe in a movie setting it could have been a little better. Mando Season 1 was quirky and fun, and then it kind of like slipped off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? What is of these series? I'm not gonna go back and watch a single fucking one, except for Andor. And even watching Andor, it's like, do I really want to spend 16 hours of...
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But that's 1 out of the 7 that we just like...
Yeah, and it's not just Star Wars. I mean, that's the same complaint about Marvel. I loved WandaVision, and there was a couple others, but I don't know. This whole industry shift to streaming, like, not everything is built for it. Sucks.
It's almost like if... yeah, I don't know. There's. I was gonna make a dumb suggestion.
Make it. I want to hear it.
I was
Make
just gonna say,
What?
like, maybe there should be a streaming service based solely on movies, and it could be new launches. So, you pay, let's just round it off, $20 a month, but you get access to everything that's in theaters. So, regardless of the,
Yeah, but people will sign up for 1 month and watch 3 movies and then sign off.
no, you don't get the new movies that are coming out.
Why
next
do you
month.
think they're making the series in the first place?
I know, but I'm just trying to give it like another option away from the series. I don't know why Disney isn't just fucking making a movie and putting it on their platform, because that would, especially, just think of what
Because it doesn't
Star
make
Wars,
as much money.
Think what Star Wars fans do. They rewatch the same shit. We could sit here and watch
If it's
OT.
good.
But that's my point. I would
Invest in the IP and we
if-
will figure it out and come with you.
exactly if everything. Let's say they were batting 50%. Half of the stuff that they came out with has been great. I would keep a Disney Plus just to watch that 50%. It would keep me happy. I would watch OT, prequels, half the new shit. I'd be ready to go. What am I watching? What is this?
Bluey.
Bluey. That's the only reason I'm keeping Disney Plus is fucking Bluey and Toy Story.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in some ways this is kind of what happened to music like 20 years ago. Is everything moved to Spotify, Apple Music, and whatever. And it took a long time for everything to shift and figure it out. It's like now everyone makes their money from touring and merch, right? Like you
Yeah,
don't make
'cause there's
shit
no-
from Spotify.
There's no other option. Yeah.
But that's how you get everyone hooked on your music and you go viral and whatever and blow up, and then you make money from ticket sales on tours. So I feel like movies and TV need some sort of shift like that to figure it out. And I don't know if either streaming isn't it, or they need to focus less on the dollars of streaming and more on the IP. And I know obviously these things are all giant corporations, so they're never going to do that. But, you know, I think fans will give you the benefit of the doubt for a while, but eventually if you just keep pumping shit out like this, people are going to tune out.
yeah. I mean, we are some of the biggest Star Wars fans. I'm not saying that to say that. I'm just saying we've read the books, we've played the games, we've been into Star Wars
For a long time. Before the dark times.
We have one of the
Before Disney.
longest going podcasts probably ever.
In Star Wars, at least.
Ever. I bet we're in the top 100.
Of longest running?
Over 10 years for a podcast is insane. I'm not saying that to pat ourselves on the back. I'm saying we're
Maybe
big
1,000.
Star Wars fans,
Yeah.
and it's hard. It's hard to be like, oh yeah,
This is one show where if we didn't do the pod, I would have watched the first 2 episodes and I probably wouldn't have picked it back up.
yeah.
To be honest with you.
That's an issue.
I'm picking it back up because I'm like, I know we're going to talk about it. I want to talk about it with the buddies. And I'm also just holding out hope. They're stringing this fucking carrot along. Like there's new Star Wars stuff. And I'm like, all right, I trust you. Let's go.
The carrot's dead. The carrot was found.
That fucking badger leading them through the jungle ate it.
The carrot was found in the seat, dead, killed off screen.
Killed off screen by a lightsaber that we don't see.
Also, was there a lightsaber wound on the Wookiee? Was he killed by that? Oh, was
Yep.
he?
Slashed right across his chest. It was smoking still.
What? Oh, damn.
Yeah. It's hard to tell because Disney's streaming technology sucks dick, but yes, it was still smoking.
Okay, so the fucker has been there.
Again, it's got to be Chimera. And if it's not, they better have a good fucking reason for why. But yeah, the fact that he, you know, it just makes too much sense that he, you know, jumped up 200 feet and killed the Wookiee before they got there, and then he went and hit in the tree. It's all sorts of fucked up.
When was the last time you were stung by a bee?
I got barely stung on my thumb because there was a little nest out by the patio that I was trying to eradicate.
Oh, recently.
Yeah, but it wasn't a full on sting.
Oh.
Like it kind of, I felt it was starting to sting me and I like flicked it away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allergic though, so it's no big deal.
Yeah. It had been probably since childhood. And I was going to clean out gutters today and I got fucked up. Like one bee got pissed, and it got me like 3 or 4 times right in this area.
Oh, jeez.
I was up at like I just bought a ladder specifically for these gutters that are 2 stories up. So I'm up on this fucking ladder, like trying to fucking kill this bee.
Like Chevy Chase.
There was
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, there was more tension in that 10 seconds of me fighting that bee than all of Acolyte.
Oh, you should let bees write Star Wars.
We should.
What?
What the-
I don't know, dude. I just don't. I don't like talking shit about it, man.
Right.
I don't like it. I'm not doing it on purpose. We don't have any fucking YouTube views. I'm not doing this shit for clicks. I'm just upset.
Not a single click.
Couple clicks.
I don't know. Did I tell you I finished Wednesday?
You didn't tell me that you finished it, but we had started talking about it last episode because you were comparing Acolyte to things that are actually good.
Wednesday's good.
That's what I've heard.
Wednesday's very good. I recommend everybody to go watch that one. That's a fun one. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying
You just said it was great.
it is. It is. It's great. It's fun. I'm just saying don't look at like
It's not like the best fucking thing ever.
Right. It's not
And
groundbreaking.
I think that's part of it is like, even though I said I went in with no expectations for Acolyte, I feel like there is just like a subconscious thing about Star Wars where we're expecting it to be this epic fucking masterpiece every time.
It's not.
Even if we say we're not, I feel like the expectation is just under the surface, just like this is the biggest franchise of all time. Don't fuck it up.
It's impossible to not be biased. And us being Star Wars fans for so long, when they say Acolyte, that's happening 100 or some 100 years before the Phantom Menace, my mind goes spinning. Like, oh man, maybe a Dark Jedi, or maybe the Sith were around, but everybody was killed, or like, is it a fallen Jedi, or is it like they come across this species that they're like, fuck, what is this? And it's like a dark side species. Like, there's so many possibilities. And then the route that I see them take is just like such surface level bullshit that no one cares.
How did it get greenlit? There has to be something fucking gnarly in the last 4 episodes. I heard this story that I guess she like went in and she was talking to Kathleen Kennedy and like pitched the whole storyline in like one go, and it got greenlit like almost on the spot. Like that had to have been a really fucking interesting story for that to happen. And it has a bigger budget than all the other Star Wars shows.
Well, just like that's the biggest issue that we just said. The storyline is great. A dyad of twins created by the Force, by these witches that the Jedi are fucking around and
she
blah, blah,
shut
blah.
down Solo. Why didn't she shut down this?
That's great. Putting it on screen's another thing. Production has been god-awful. Writing.
How is it that much?
The script has
I
been
can't wrap my
awful.
head around it.
The
How did
scene,
it cost that much?
the scene-to-scene transitions have been awful. The dialogue, the stringing along stuff has been awful. There's no reason for me to see the next scene.
Really mad now.
Picture this.
Yes.
Osha standing in the Jedi temple and says, I will help you. You cut out that 40 minutes in between, and we see them walking up to the dead Wookiee, turning around and seeing the Force push. What else happened? In the
Nothing,
entire
man. They walked.
not a fucking single thing happened.
They got water. Filled
They
the
touched
canteen.
they touched the
walked.
centipede. They touched the centipede.
It's a moth or something.
Was it a moth?
It's a cicada. Dark side cicada.
Dark side, yeah.
Can I tell you how happy I am that cicadas are not in our area this year?
They're raunchy.
I fucking heard about that they were peeking their heads out, and I was like, I looked it up because I know it's like regional.
Yeah.
I was like, thank God. I hate bugs.
They're some serious shit. I don't know if you guys are, I don't know how regional they are. I know they're in the Midwest, and Ohio usually gets hit like every 17 years. But when we were growing up as teenagers, we got fucking slammed a couple times, and
dude.
they were like driving down the road.
It was
Like,
biblical plagues.
It was insane. Also, have you seen the mayflies in Sandusky? Have you seen shovels like snow?
God, dude, no.
They're taking leaf blowers because all the dead carcasses. Yeah, it's that fucking insane.
That's disgusting. Don't go to Cedar Point right now.
What the fuck is a Star Wars?
Oh, I should know, but you just missed all of our ranting.
We just said everything's great.
I love Star Wars.
My life
I'm
is
here forever. I'm
complete.
buying stock in Disney right now.
Probably a good time to do it, honestly.
Only other thing that is on my mind, but I actually haven't had a chance to start yet, is the Elden Ring DLC came out on Friday.
I pre-bought it. I think I bought it the day before it launched because I saw gameplay online. I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked, I was like, oh, I can install it right now.
Yeah.
That was like earlier today. I was like, fuck, I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Sorry, you had something. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm hyped for it, but I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to actually fire it up yet. It's installed and ready to go.
It's fucking hard.
It got a 10 out of 10.
I heard it's fucking hard.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it at the end of the game.
I've seen
at the end
one
of the first game.
Goliath fire giant thing with a basket burning head.
Yup.
Staying away from that.
I'm going right for that.
So I'm
excited.
I in prep started a new Elden Ring character.
Hell yeah.
I'm like maybe level 20. I'm a goddamn astrologist,
You might want to revive one of your other ones,
astronomer.
just in the interest of time. Because it is supposed to be like at the very end of the game,
I know.
start the DLC.
I know.
Which is cool because the only way to replay that is either a new character or do New Game Plus. So this is awesome that they're making the DLC like a end game sort of difficulty, so you can continue forward without having to like just play the whole game from scratch. So I'm excited.
So when I first started Elden Ring, I started as a bandit. I was getting fucked up. It was a fun play, but like maybe, I don't know, 20 hours in, I just said, nah, I'm just going to go do Sword and Shield. And I started a new character. It was like a standard-ass warrior.
Yeah.
Shield bash.
Yep.
Big fucking sword, cut people up. Simple. And that's where I went all the way through. I'm like 98% through the game. It's fine. It's fun. Pretty simple. I went back and like I said, I started as is it an astronomer?
Astrologer.
Astrologer. It's fun. Ranged attacks are so much easier.
Yes. Up to a certain point.
I think it's been easier. It's an easier gameplay because I know the map. So I know where everything is. I know most of the guys around corners and turns, so I can prep for that stuff. The handful of like smaller like what's the first Margit the Fell? Right before
Morgoth, I think.
yeah, right before the first the castle.
Yeah.
Fucked him up.
Nice.
Fucked him up.
Yep.
I died once. But
That's pretty good.
yeah. But I didn't do any farming. I went straight up the fucking hill, walked straight in, picked up Rogier and went in, and I got him down to like an 8th, and I died. And I yelled at Rogier. I pulled him aside and said, listen here, fuck.
What the fuck are
You're supposed to stay alive.
He has magic too.
Yeah, he does. So we were just blasting.
Use your big head.
And I raised up some fucking wolves, so we were country fucking him in the corner. And it was over. So 2 tries, and I haven't really farmed
That's
much.
good.
I don't know what to do about like upgrading my staff. Like I'm still just doing the kind of the standard +1 on the smithing table thing. But I don't know like all the other like what spells should I be going after? Because I've got the standard like little buzz
Pebbles.
But yeah, the pebble spell, and then I've got like a wave thing that will like hurt several people in front of me. But
The
that's
wave
it.
thing is really good, actually.
It's fun with several small.
You kind of got to grind forward to get to the academy. Obviously, the academy is all like magic shit. So once you get through that, you're going to pick up a ton of extra robes and spells and whatever.
But even when I like level up, all I'm doing is like mind and intelligence.
Yeah.
And it's working.
Some staves, if you level them up, they don't increase your spell power, and some do.
Oh.
I don't know exactly what. I've only scratched the surface of sorceries, so I don't really know.
It's so much easier. I'm just standing back, fucking waving my wand around. Shit's flying everywhere. As long as I've got someone else, like if I didn't have Rogier there or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
I mean, they come right at me.
Yep.
And it takes longer to cast a spell than you would think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's easy up to a point, and then it actually gets harder in certain spots.
And then they're just on top of you, and you're like, fuck!
and you have no armor. You know,
Yeah.
it's like being a light mage in Skyrim running around. You have just a robe and doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I have no. The thing that I do like is splitting up my incantations, my bottles. So I've got 3 health, my 3 potions.
chugging it.
Jugs.
Yeah, man, it's fun. Well, I hope you
I'm halfway
hurry
through the
up
castle.
and get through the game so we can play the DLC.
I mean, I have the DLC. I can still play my old Shield Bash character. That's fine.
That's true.
So I just wanted to try something different because the game's fun. The shield bashing is like I do the same thing every time I walk up. I mean, most of the time you're going to do that anyways. I'm just saying the same. You go to the kind of your standard attacks. Walking
Block,
into
bash, slash. Block, bash, slash.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah, Magic's fun because you can like do some combos and vary shit up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new weapon, not just new weapons, but completely new categories. Like there's some hand-to-hand weapons and not just like things where you just punch. It's like martial arts where they can do like combo sequences and stuff like that.
You know, I my first playthrough, like I said, I was a bandit and I was doing two-handed hooks. Like I was fucking
claws.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I just would go in and just because I would do a flurry. I could get like 6 or 7 attacks in before the person even fucking swung.
Yep.
So I would just hope to God that killed the person, or I was or I was to a point where I could roll out of the way.
And then you run out of stamina. And you're like, fuck,
Run. Yeah.
you can't.
You can't exactly. You just
What?
die. Yeah. What
Well-
else?
That's it. I haven't played anything in like 2 weeks, but I'm excited to play Elden Ring. That's it.
I did see some gameplay of the newest Star Wars thing. It seemed interesting, along the lines of just Arkham games.
Yeah, we talked
I
about
saw-
that a little bit.
The gameplay I saw was she was like hiding behind like a little barrier, and you're looking over. It's third person, like over the shoulder, and she has her little fucking rat with her, and she was looking at a stormtrooper who was like guarding this area, and she looked at the stormtrooper and it said like attack, and then it like spanned over and it looked down the hallway, and then it said like distract, so you could send out your little weasel out and distract it. And that would give her enough time to get in behind, because the stormtrooper would be like, get out of here, and then you would run up behind him and stab him.
Yeah,
So it was like, yeah, okay, like you can figure shit out.
it's very Arkham. Looks fun. The thing that you sent us, the clip of the transition from going to the ground, getting in your ship, getting into space, hyperspace, coming out of hyperspace, and landing. That was a super clean sequence.
Yeah.
I almost want to get the game just to do that a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool.
It was like under a minute and a half. You had taken off, went through hyperspace, and were landing on the planet that you chose. And it was like, thank God, because Starfield felt like I was sitting there for like 10 minutes waiting for something to
It's
happen.
just a loading screen.
It was just, I didn't know what happened.
So,
We'll
we'll see what the reviews have to say.
0 out of 4.
3 out of 9. That's not a number. Acolyte episode 5 comes out tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna watch it. I don't know what I'm hoping for, but I'm gonna watch it. So I hope we didn't piss you off too much.
The big reveal. The Wookiee's gay.
I'll tell you back at the ship.